13 tips to make your life easier in Star Wars Outlaws. Stay tuned for that. What's up, guys? I'm Franky Boy. On this channel, I am covering everything regarding open world games such as Star Wars Outlaws, and I was able to play it ahead. Thank you so much for Ubisoft for granting me early access 1 week ahead so I could test it. Well, no, I was at Gamescom, but yeah, the videos are coming out now. Yeah, I got a few tips in stock for you guys so you get a smooth start. Let's start. Tip number 1, stealth is so important. The same goes for Assassin's Creed. So keeping your stealth gameplay active at all the times might be crucial because, yeah, in open combat you might die, especially if you're just starting out with the game, have no upgrades, no gears with set items, etc. So keep that in mind. You want to go stealth. Tip number 2 is for the Syndicates and the criminal network. Don't worry, my gameplay is German, but it doesn't matter at all. In this case, you just want to check out, yeah, you got those syndicates and you can't be best friends of everyone. So I decided to go for Pikes and a Shiga, while Crimson Dawn hates me and they send out everyone to chase me, which is annoying but not that bad. But the best thing is you get items as a reward if you're like at the highest rank. And where do you get them? Of course, in the Trailblazer. So in your ship, just keep an eye out for these chest icons down there and then go to the Trailblazer to get the items. And really, some of those items are incredibly beautiful, especially the Imperial ones. Tip number 3, Nyx is incredibly important in all of those situations. If you're playing on PC, scan the area with B and use Nyx to give some orders out, and he will likely bring you some stuff you need or activate stuff. Sometimes just activating or communicating with Nyx is the key to getting to the next stage of a level or like to a new area, which might be the case. Nyx can activate levers, etc., which is awesome. Tip number 4, the hunted system. So those death troopers, they might be charging you, but don't worry, just go to the red icon and you will find a tent over there. Well, that's the last stage of escalation, of course, but yeah, if you're at this stage, simply go to the tent, steal the keycard from the officer, clear the area of remaining troopers, and if you did so, then you can simply go into the tent and deactivate the search after you with the keycard of the officer, Imperial officer, and then you finish the Death Trooper event. Yeah, just a nice little thing to keep in mind. You can actually make that end at any point, right, with the Imperials. Tip number 5, there are sets, so check out the traders, and those sets might actually surprise you. While at first I thought, nah, those items, they don't matter at all. But yeah, the Sabak stuff, etc. might be a little upgrade for you, while the first sets, they really come in at the traders at the second planet, and you can like get this life talent jacket, which will fill up Bacta files or regenerate health for you. So this is incredibly awesome. Tip number 6, there are multiple ways. Just keep in mind there are multiple ways all the time, like there might be a front door, yeah, one thing for sure, but there might be also a vent you can go through or something you can swing on. So sometimes there are 3 ways to enter an area, especially in the open world where you have those syndicates area. They likely have 2 to 3 entrances, while one of them is the central entrance with guards, and this might be the worst opportunity. Tip number 7, yeah, keep an eye out for guards. That's of course important, but there might be some guys in those areas, those syndicate areas, in this case the Crimson Dawn quarter. Those guys might not be a guard. Those could be civilians just cooking or so, doing their own things in those quarters, and they will not be alerted. They will not be interested in you, so keep that in mind. Don't have to play around those. Use Nyx to distract them. No need for that. Just simply pass them, and you can easily identify civilians, in my opinion, in this game. Tip number 8, regarding the weapons. There are multiple weapons you can pick up, like blasters, snipers, shotguns, grenade launchers, but they have limited ammo and they will even disappear once you used a ladder. So yeah, keep that in mind. Using a ladder will automatically drop the weapon. You only have your blaster for the full game, and the blaster has 3 different upgrades. Those upgrades are pretty interesting in my opinion, especially the third one that causes an explosion. You have plasma, you have the electro upgrade and the power one for the explosion, which is all needed at some point for some areas. They might be blocked behind something. Especially the explosive one can unlock certain paths you even find on Toshara, the first planet, that you can now unlock later on when you got that upgrade in the story. Keep that in mind. Those upgrades, they will come at you, but you will need them at some point. Tip number 9, lockpicking is annoying. Simply go to settings, game, and then scroll down. You can even turn off the sabak. You can turn off, like, you have to pass mini games. You can turn off the hacking. You can turn off the street food events. So you don't have to do anything there. Simply enjoy your meal with Nix. Then you can turn off, like, talking to guys. So much to turn off in the gameplay settings. It's incredible, and I don't like to lockpick for 100th time. It's always the same. I don't like to hack for 1,000th time. It's always the same, so keep that in mind. You can actually turn it off. And yeah, of course, like the mini events, Nix gets so awesome buffs through it. Keep that in mind as well. Simply go to a street food shop and do that, because Nix will get a buff. Yeah. That's nice to know. Next up, we are talking tip number 10, abilities. And you have to unlock those experts right here to get them. Those are not like trophies or so that you can get with them, but these actually are your skill trees. So keep that in mind. You have to unlock things, in this case, like talk to enemies and then give them a stun shot. So I have to do that. You can unlock certain things. You can even track it on the map while pressing G on the PC and like find the compressor for smoke bombs. Then you can use smoke bombs. So many awesome upgrades to get through the skill tree. Keep that in mind. Check it regularly. Maybe you got something new to unlock the things that you weren't able to get before because of certain like level locks, which might be the case. Keep that in mind. Always check it. There's no standard level ups, but it's gameplay leveling. So next one, tip number 11, and that's a very important one because sometimes you don't know where to go. Now you know. It's always the yellow arrow. Ubisoft has been painting the whole game so you know where to go. It's a yellow arrow. It's like that border. It's those big arrows on the ground. Simply keep an eye out for those arrows and you will likely be in the favor of getting to your next destination. Tip number 12, you can't reach everything at any time yet, because sometimes you have to unlock things first. For example, like blasting away a wall. This sometimes also reminds me of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Keep that in mind as well. You want to check it out and then come back later with the certain upgrade. I tried to get through a wall with a grenade. This didn't work. I had to get the blaster update, the power upgrade for my gun. So that was a little bit sad and not logical, but it is this way. And also tip number 13, there are awesome upgrades for your speeders and of course for the Trailblazer as well. So keep in mind that you have to go to a workshop to upgrade it, and some of those are locked behind the story. Also keep that in mind, so don't get mad. Some things you can just collect or buy and upgrade it yet. Well, yeah, I would say the upgrades for yourself are far more important than the upgrades for your ship and your speeder. So I would always prefer upgrading my own KVS than the Trailblazer or the speeder, which is awesome as well. But I would say, yeah, I would definitely go for K first. While going for K first, you also have to keep in mind that this game can look beautiful, and this is Tatooine with a double moon sunset, which is great and a great place to end this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to speak to you in the next video. Make sure to check out this one or that one, and yeah, thank you so much for sticking around the channel. Not a lot of videos lately, but that will change once the games come out, and I will also keep you up to date on Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I will likely be playing early as well. Thank you so much and goodbye.